Subscribe now by just clicking the above subscribe button.
Welcome to Video Gan. In the last session, we learned something about prepositions and interjection. Today, I'm going to tell you something about article. Article is again a very important aspect of English grammar. It is rather specific to the language. Now, what are the articles? There are two types of articles, indefinite article and definite articles. A and an are indefinite articles. Where do we use a and where do we use an? When you begin a word with a vowel, you use a. For example, a army, an army. It's not a army, but you say an army, an angel, an apple. But when you begin a word with a consonant, you use only a cat, a rat, a mat. But then there is a small catch. We strictly go by the pronunciation. For example, an ordinary person. It takes an hour from here to go to market. Now I have used an, although the word begins with H, because here H is silent. Similarly, at times, even when we begin a word with a vowel, we still do not use an but use a only. For example, a European professor, a university professor, because here you go by the pronunciation. When you say European, you pronounce it as though you pronounce you, that is Y-O-U. Therefore, you don't use an. A eunuch, a university, not an university. You don't have the sound a as in uncle or umbrella, but then the sound u, therefore we use a. Now you have the definite article, that is the. Now a few people have confusion. Should I pronounce it as the or the? The rule says if the word begins from a vowel, then you should say the. And if it begins from a consonant, you say the. This is the rule, although most people do not strictly adhere to this. Now, where do we use the definite article? When you refer to a particular object or person, he is the person I am talking regularly. The teacher comes in. He is not some teacher, the teacher who teaches you. Now, I say close the door, because when I say that, you know and I know which door is meant. But then I say bring a chair. There are many chairs, you just bring one. I am not specific, therefore it is indefinite. Here in this case, when I refer to the door, it is very specific. Therefore, I use the definite article. Now, we use the definite article in a few other places. For example, when we talk about superlatives, he is the best. She is the most beautiful. Now, whenever we use the superlative, we use the definite article, the. And for directions, the east, the west. And when it is only one of its kind, he is the only boy to score 100 marks. She is the only girl in the class. So when it is only one of its kind, we use the definite article. We use it for group of islands, what is known as archipelago. We say the Caribbean islands, the Lakshadweep, the Maldives, where there are hundreds of islands, the British Isles, a group of islands. When it is only one, for example, Sri Lanka, you don't say the Sri Lanka, it is just Sri Lanka. You don't use the definite article.